Every year we get the privilege of helping our clients create an annual budget. We have found a few things that help our clients get the best results. I have with me today Scott Segmiller, Managing Partner and Founder of Ascent Multifamily. Since 1990, Scott has been CFO of multiple management firms, including one with more than 27,000 units and 110 properties. Now at Ascent, he advises dozens of clients on how to effectively implement budgets into their multifamily operations. Last year, Multifamily Executive published an article that Scott wrote about the steps to an easy and effective budget season. Let's start with this question, Scott. Why should multifamily operators use budgets in their operations?
A budget is the key that's going to propel that property into profitability.
But there's many operators that don't use budgets.
You know, as surprising as that sounds, there are, and we find that quite often. But that budget is going to give you the ability to control your property going forward for the next 12 months.
Also, are there other benefits besides just the control of the property?
Yes, you want to motivate that property manager, those employees that are working in the office. And if they have a goal, they will perform in a much more profitable manner for the property.
Who should be involved in developing the budget for the property? Is it just the CFO's role, or are other people in the organization involved?
No, I think that the budget actually starts at the lower level. The people at the property know more about what's going on, and so they're the ones that can start the budgeting process.
What about the marketing people or other people in the organization? Should they get involved?
Oh, that's very important to have marketing involved. For example, with the new modern methods of marketing, such as Zillow or Facebook, there's a lot of ad spend that's shifting from print to electronic. And so those budgets need to be very well thought out.
How long does it take to put together an effective budget? Is it a laborious process?
It can be, but it need not be. If it's planned well in advance, if the opportunity is taken to prepare, to put the information together, and then get the right people in place and set a good expectation, a budget process could be done within a 1 to 2 month period of time.
Now, I know you've submitted a timeline for our audience to review. Can you talk a little bit about this, the timeline that you put together?
Yeah, so what we said is that starting as soon as the September financial statements were done, the numbers were hard, we would publish those to the property managers to allow them to see 9 months of actuals and use that to then prepare for the next 12 months on the budgeting process.
So I see you start on September 20th and it goes through December.
Yes, that's exactly what we do. There are different timelines provided for each of the different stakeholders in the budget, such that we want to keep everybody on track so that we can get the budget approved and implemented prior to the start of the next year.
Okay. How is the budget used throughout the year? After you've got it all done, let's say in December, and you've got it implemented at the start of the year, how do you use that throughout the year? How does the CFO or the on-site manager or the regional use the budget most effectively?
Sure. So I think that the most important thing on a budget is for somebody to pay attention to it during the month. You know, many times we focus on the budget only when we write that variance report. But in reality, we should be looking at the budget each week as we process the bills.
Got it. Do you have any examples of how preparing the budget helped save a property money?
You know, there was one property we worked with years ago where they had the trash company come by 3 times a week and pick up their trash. Well, a typical was twice a week, but the trash hauler wanted to come 3 times because the bins were overflowing. By looking at the budget and seeing that it was out of line, we were able to go in and add additional trash bins, reduce the number of trips, and cut the budget by more than half.
Now, what if an owner has a number of small properties? Let's say, 15 to 30 unit properties. Is a budget still worth it?
Well, that's even more important. Yeah, usually you have less people, sometimes they're less trained, but by and large, that budget is going to provide the same roadmap as it would for a larger property.
Any parting advice you have for our clients and friends watching today?
You know, one of the things that is really important about a budget is that everybody buy into it early on. If I, as the CFO, were to create the budget and give it to you as the manager, what would you do with it? It's not your budget,
right,
it's my budget. So that's why very important to have the budget dialed in early.
Go to our website under the Resources tab and download our budget template as well as a white paper on the 8 steps to an easy and effective budget process. Or click the link below and it'll take you right there. Thank you.